She's killed multiple people.
Yeah.
I go, she's a single mother and she's killed multiple people. And he goes, she
was acting like it was
because she's a single mother.
She was acting like it was normal. So where do we pick up from there in season 3?
It picks up, it's like, I think only 2 weeks have passed. George is locked up.
Yeah.
In the slammer. The local slammer, the place.
I hadn't seen the show, tuned in as she was watching the season 2 finale. And I was like,
Because she has to be a single mom, everyone must die.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know
if she
nothing.
doesn't have help, everyone's going to hell. It needs to be like a Blumhouse horror, like a woman with a vengeance because she's a single mom. I kind of love that.
What are you most excited about season 3 coming out?
Okay, season 3, a lot of payoff.
We love payoff.
With some romance.
Oh.
I think what's really cool about this season is Ginny and Georgia fully swap. Not like Freaky Friday situation,
Yeah.
but like they're swapping.
Brianne, welcome to the squeeze.
Hi, you guys. Thank you so much
Hi.
for having me.
Of course.
This
an
is
honor.
This is fun for me because I love Ginny and Georgia.
You
we'll
do?
get into it. That's like my comfort show.
Oh my God.
That is literally, I started watching it on an airplane, like after sometime when the first season, after it had come out, and I was like, okay, so this is like my show. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much. So this is
I'm
fun.
so glad you like it. Thank you for watching.
So this is fun for me. But okay, so our game.
Okay.
We start each episode off with a jar. It's
Okay.
called Citrus Got Real. If you want to pull a little piece of paper out of there
I do.
and read it.
I do. Drum roll.
Favorite Disney World / land ride? Ooh.
Good
Okay,
question.
I'm gonna say Matterhorn.
Okay.
You know,
Thoughts?
That's RIP now.
No.
Wait, it is?
Wait, what
Yeah,
happened?
Matterhorn.
Wait, which one's
That's,
Matterhorn?
Now that's
Is that the one that shakes you?
yeah, it's like
isn't that
really.
Isn't that Tiana's now?
Oh,
am I
God, I
wrong?
haven't been
What the
there in
heck is
forever.
Tiana's?
Yeah, and
Princess
which
and the Frog.
princesses? Oh. My
Wait.
God, as the one with the child, I should know this.
Wait. So I'm just gonna.
Is Matterhorn the one that would like bruise my elbows?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, so I've just totally dated myself to be like, guys, R.I.P. Matterhorn.
She's like, that shut down in 2015.
I thought they changed it to.
You know, it didn't feel safe, I suppose.
I enjoyed it, but I definitely, it would rock you around.
yeah.
Or is it Splash Mountain? They changed to the.
Oh,
I
God, I
think
hope
that-
not.
Okay.
Because that's a good one, too. That's really fun. I don't know, Matterhorn is very nostalgic, and I
I don't think they got rid of Matterhorn. That would
feel
a
like you
crime.
wouldn't make this up. You must have heard this somewhere.
No, I think I'm wrong, and I think it is Splash Mountain because there's no way the Princess Tiana wouldn't take place in a snowy.
Because I remember being there the last time whenever we were there, seeing that one under construction that they were
Okay.
building, but we went on Matterhorn that day.
Splash
So it wasn't Matterhorn.
Why are we getting rid of Splash Mountain?
I don't know.
That seems
it's-
iconic.
Technically, it's there, but they just like
Rebranded it.
yeah.
Okay.
It was a
so you're
rebrand.
still going down the hill. You're still
Yeah.
getting a picture. You're
Yeah.
still getting splashed.
Yeah.
But it's maybe for Tiana.
Yeah.
Got it.
I've got to go, I guess is the bottom line. I
know.
need a refresher and I have to go back.
I know.
I want to go to Disney. I haven't been to Disney World since I was a child, so
Yeah.
maybe it's not that special anymore, but
I've never been, so we need to go.
When I was in 7th grade, my mom was a software consultant and she worked for Disney, and we lived at Disney World for like 3 months.
Oh, wow.
And we had to stay at each hotel for only 2 weeks because that's all that her work would pay for. So we had to keep moving around. But I stayed at every hotel in Disney World.
Oh, wow.
But it became too much. Like we had like it was like Mickey Mouse waffles every morning, and like everywhere you turned
That's
Disney
so
characters,
funny.
and I was like so over it by
Yeah.
the end. Like I couldn't handle anything Disney anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's very close to my heart.
Yeah. I don't know what my favorite ride would be.
really? Space Mountain?
That's solid. Yeah, that's a good
It's
one.
just always a.
They have the
I like the
Soarin'
Toy
over.
Story. Oh yeah, that
Soarin's
one's cool.
cool.
Did you get the orange smell?
I do love Soarin'. I think we did that twice in a row last time.
Yeah, and I get a little something I've learned as I've gotten older is I like get motion sickness now, and I don't know that one gave me a little bit of like motion sickness, and there was something. Oh, we went
You-
to Universal. Mm-hmm. Went to
You
Universal.
hate the ones where the thing moves and,
And it's a
you're looking at
screen.
the screen.
We did. I don't even remember what it was because I couldn't look.
Simpsons? It was
No,
something. It was Back
or-
to the Future, and then they got changed to the Simpsons, right?
Wasn't it? I thought it was like Transformers.
Oh,
Was it that? I couldn't even look, but it was
too
like, it was
much.
just a screen and you're just like moving, and I got off and I was like, I'm going to throw up. But
Isn't
it was
it
literally
so
just
fun
moving.
getting older and all these new things pop up,
Right.
and
Yeah.
you're like, that didn't used to bother me
No.
ever. Like now I get weird allergies that I never had before. And I'm like,
I
what
had
the
allergies
hell?
for the first time this year.
Yes, well, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
To the club.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry. I just remembered my favorite ride for sure.
Okay.
So sorry.
It's that Star Wars one. That's at Disneyland, right?
Oh yeah, the new one.
That one's unbelievable.
Oh, it's new. See, I really got to go. Okay.
No, you actually do this.
We gotta go.
And he hasn't really seen many. You haven't really even seen them.
No, not all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
The new like Star Wars land, and there's a ride in there.
Oh
That's,
my
like,
gosh, it's
unreal! It's like it's an
insane.
experience. You like walk through this whole thing. Yeah.
yeah, it's
we gotta
really
go.
cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
we should all go.
Sold.
There we go.
There, we all go.
Sponsored by the Squeeze.
Okay, yes, I can get behind that. Okay, let's get into this. I have a funny story to tell you before
Okay,
we
please.
officially start.
So funny.
So it is funny, or ironic. I don't know what the word is, but as I said, Ginny and Georgia is like my airplane show.
Okay.
And so because I just like need it like this and like in my headphones, and I'm like watching it. And we were on our way back from something, but the plane is like, Taylor and I were sitting on the aisle seat, so we weren't next to each other. And I'm like in my own world, like in my headphones, like noise canceled, watching my little phone. And I like look over and he's watching something on his phone, which is weird because he doesn't normally like watch things on his phone. And I was like, what is he watching? And I'm like leaning over, like trying to look. And I'm like, wait. And I look back at my phone and I see you on my phone, and then I see you on his phone. And I was like, wait, what is he watching? And I'm like trying to flag him down, and I'm like, hun, what are you watching? He's like, this new movie, Kind of Pregnant. I was like, oh my gosh, we were literally watching Brianne like
Yeah,
on
without
the same
I
knowing
thought you were
it.
going to say you were also watching Ginny
No.
Georgia. Wait, that's so sweet.
We're
oh my
just
God.
like
Thank
big
you.
fans of yours, apparently.
guys.
I know, that was so funny. I was like, I literally have her on my phone right now.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
how funny. Well, I'm honored.
Yeah. How was
Thank you.
I was watching it because I've done like 3 Happy Madison movies.
Have you?
Yeah, I love the Happy Madison
They're
family.
amazing.
Yeah, you had a good time?
It was the best. I mean, they're half the reason I was so desperate to be a part of it. Are you kidding me? Like,
Yeah.
that's what I grew up watching. I think the world of them, and it was such a privilege to get to be a part of it. Yeah, it was epic.
Yeah, their sets are like nothing else.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
It's just a good vibe, and it was like pure fun. It was playing.
Yeah, it was a fun movie.
Yeah. Especially compared to Ginny and Georgia, which is so heavy to shoot.
Right.
It was,
Nice little
light.
break.
Yes.
It was a little uplifting.
Lighter.
Yeah. So I know that you were raised in California.
Yes.
Went to school in New York. Where did your passion for acting and entertainment stem from?
So it kind of came about truthfully, I discovered that this was something meaningful to me because in high school, I feel like high school was all about like getting into a really good college. There was a lot of pressure. So it was all about getting really good grades and having the right extracurriculars and blah, blah, blah. And part of finding the right extracurriculars, I don't know, my family's kind of athletic. Like my parents are tall. They were just like, you need to do basketball or volleyball or tennis or something. Yeah. And I tried all of them very earnestly and like no go.
Not for you.
Not for me, not working. I made no teams. I did all the sleepaway camps. It was miserable. Like I did not enjoy myself. But I kept trying them all. There's so many options. And like literally, I didn't make any teams. Then I tried out for the improv team in high school. I made the team. It felt so good. I found my people. The coach of the improv team was like, Brianne, have you ever considered doing the plays? And I was like, no, not really. And he was like, I don't know. You should give it a go. Like, you should try. And then that was it. That's how it started. Then I just started auditioning for the plays in high school. Then I fell in love with NYU, and I thought if I could get into Tisch, then maybe this is the real deal. And if I don't get into Tisch, like I'm not going to be an actor.
Wow.
And then I got into Tisch.
Jeez.
Wow.
Can't say no to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
When did you start auditioning?
Not until after college.
Okay.
And that's kind of how I knew I was with the right team. It's my manager who I'm still with now. I
Wow.
met
That's
them
amazing.
a semester before I finished graduating, and I was in LA for the summer, and they were like, "Let's just do a little trial." They like set me up with a couple of auditions, and I ended up booking my first audition. It was like the rebooted 90210, and I went in for Girl in Green because it's like literally my first audition ever, and I ended up booking a named role, Stacy, and I had to then It was like the scene. We were at some high school charity, and I was like betting on a guy like like raising some panel to win him to like, I guess, pay to have a date with him, I think. And then the scene was literally just us hooking up in the back of his car. Wow. But that was my first ever role.
Oh my gosh. So you auditioned for Girl in Green, but they like upgraded you to Stacy.
Sure did.
That's impressive.
So I was like, what's the big deal, everyone? And then of course, this is a very hard industry.
So after you got your first audition ever, how was the journey after that?
Oh, yes, thank you. The whole point of telling that story was that I appreciated what my team said at the moment was finish school. Like you only have one semester left. Do this role. So I did. It was like over the summer, I did it. And then I finished my last semester of school. But I thought that was really cool of them to be like, finish college.
Yeah.
So then then I finished college. Well, then here's what happened. Then my mom passed right after I graduated college. So then I kind of was aimless and lost for like at least 6 months. I didn't do anything then. I got like a retail job and that kept me busy and was really good for me. And then I think it was probably like 9 months later, my team was super understanding and patient. There was like a little web series that they were like, for some reason, we just wanted to send this to you, no pressure. And then I booked that little web series. And I think from that point on, then I kind of hit the ground running a little bit more. I still had all my day jobs, of course, for like 5 more years probably. But then I felt like I was like auditioning and trying to be an actor.
Yeah. Wow.
I just love hearing like people's stories because there's no two stories are the same of just how you get into the industry.
And there's nothing linear about it and there's no path really and there's no right or wrong. It like just kind of is and it's so different for everybody.
You know that feeling when you try so hard to eat healthy only to realize you really don't have any idea where to start? And let me tell you, this is why I love Thrive Market. It is my go-to online shopping grocery store for getting all of my healthy essentials delivered, and I don't even have to leave my couch. I don't know about you, but I want to be able to pronounce the ingredients on my grocery labels. And with over 10,000 food additives allowed in the US, it's hard to know what exactly is safe to eat. And that's why I love Thrive Market, the no junk online grocery store that bans over 1,000 harmful ingredients. Their team of product researchers do the hard work for me, so I don't have to spend hours reading labels, and they have all of the hard to find brands at the best prices. I can't tell you guys how fun it is shopping on Thrive Market because I know that the products that I'm seeing are healthy. There's not going to be these harmful additives in them. And I love the way the website is set up. It is so fun to shop. I'm currently obsessed with Chomps. I'm sure you guys have heard of the beef sticks. They're amazing. And I have been adding those to my cart every week. They also have so many on-site filters that make it simple to shop by your needs, whether that's gluten-free snacks, high-protein meals, or non-toxic cleaning products. They truly have something for everyone. Ready to make the switch? Go to thrivemarket.com/squeeze for 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/squeeze. thrivemarket.com/squeeze. Okay, Lemon Drops, I am so excited to tell you about our next sponsor because they are honestly the reason why I've been looking so stylish and fashionable these past few episodes. If you haven't heard of Nuuly, Nuuly is a subscription clothing rental company, and for just $98 a month, you can get your choice of any 6 styles, access to thousands of styles from more than 400 brands that I love like Free People, A Goldie, Anthropologie, For Love of Lemons, Hill House, and so many more. They have inclusive sizing up to 5X as well as petite and maternity. They also offer fast free shipping and returns and professional cleaning in Nuuly's state-of-the-art laundering facility. You also have the option to buy what you love at a discount. I absolutely love Nuuly because it just gives me the flexibility to wear whatever is trendy right now, but not have to break the bank and buy it because let's be real, clothes are expensive, jeans expensive, sweaters expensive, and they go in and out of style so fast. So that's why I rely on Nuuly to help me look trendy and also not break the bank. Nuuly is a great value at just $98 a month for any 6 styles, but right now you can get $28 off your first month of Nuuly when you sign up with code SQUEEZE. Just go to NUULY.com, that's Nuuly with 2 U's, and enter the code SQUEEZE and sign up to get $28 off your first month. That's NUULY.com SQUULY.com, Nuuly with 2 U's, with code SQUEEZE. Nuuly subscription clothing rental. Change your clothes. Okay, Lemon Drops, I have some exciting news for you. Simply has launched a new prebiotic soda called Simply Pop, the new juicy soda. This new juicy soda comes in 5 flavors. They have pineapple mango, lime, strawberry, citrus punch, and fruit punch. Simply Pop is the new fruit-forward bevy of prebiotic sodas made with 6 grams of prebiotic fiber to support gut health and vitamin C and zinc to support immune health. Something that I love about this new Simply Pop is there is no added sugar. So many of these drinks add sugar, but you're getting an amazing taste with no added sugar. I love a little 2-3 p.m., a little treat, just a little something for me. And Simply Pop has been that go-to for me. I would say my favorite flavor is either the lime. I am such a lime girl through and through. But also the fruit punch is pretty good. But I'm torn between those. Don't make me pick one because I can't pick. But you guys need to try Simply Pop out. It is so yummy. You can find Simply Pop in any of its 5 juicy flavors by visiting them online at cokeurl.com/simplypop. That's cokeurl.com/simplypop. You guys need to check out Simply Pop. It's going to be your new favorite. When I was doing my prep for this, I was looking on your IMDb and I see Scream Queens on there. And I was like, oh, well, that's funny. And then I looked and I saw you were in season 1 and he comes downstairs and I was like, hey, hun, do you know Brianne was in Scream Queens? And he was like,
I did season 2. FYI.
I hadn't put that together actually, but now that, of course.
I kind of forget that I did it, to be honest with you.
I mean, it was a while ago. Great show, though. And that's like one of those cool shows where everybody has gone on to do such incredible things.
Yeah, they find really great people.
Yeah.
What did you do in the first season?
So it was season 1. My favorite part of getting to do that was my character's name, Melanie Dorcas. I was a sorority. God, and I didn't do the Greek system in college. I was like a sorority leader or I don't know, head something. Yeah. But like basically, and actually I don't even remember now, either I bitched Emma Roberts out or she bitched me out. It was some type of a fight. And then I had, someone tried to kill me via spray tan.
Oh,
so I had 3rd-degree burns all over me. And I was like, someone put like acid. I was getting a spray tan from the girls in the sorority, but there was acid in it or something. I remember this. So then I had, we thought I was going to die. Yeah. And then I just end up looking like Freddy Krueger for like one scene at the end with a veil. And like the girls come to give me flowers or something. And then that was it. But it was so fun. And it was so ridiculous. And
is it also in that opening episode where they do the lawnmower thing?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. And like New Orleans was great.
Oh, you shot in.
It was So it was season 2, not New Orleans?
No, we did it here.
You were LA. God, so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember everybody talking about New Orleans, but now we shout at Paramount.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the good old days. I feel like nothing shoots here anymore.
Yeah, they just built because season 2 was in a hospital. Like me and John Stamos were doctors. And like the Chanels were nurses.
Oh my God.
And
it's such like I hadn't watched the show. And then when we started dating, like we watched some of Taylor's old stuff together and we had started watching that show. And I was like, what is happening here? Like,
it's a crazy show. Going on? But it's really, they do a really good job with
Ryan
it.
Murphy knows what's up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fun show.
His brain cracks me up. He's good. He's got some good
Killed
stuff.
by spray tan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Death by spray tan.
That's honestly impressive that he like thought of that.
What?
Killed by, I don't know.
It doesn't surprise me.
It's savvy.
I guess, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Melanie Dorcas did not see it coming.
She literally, like Dorcas?
Right? I'm like, why is this her last name? I don't know, but I'm here for it.
My character's name was Cassidy Cascade. Yeah.
And you were
pretty great.
Wait, what was like the
Stamos?
A lot of nuance in that name.
What was like the villain or because I know your thing was the Green Meanie.
Green Meanie. Yours, it was the Red Devil character.
It was the Red Devil.
Was it just called the Red Devil?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
It looked
like
there
was some really good twist. But I'm truthfully
like
not
who it
was.
Also, Ariana was only in a couple episodes of that.
I was in some of her episodes.
You were?
I think that was, yeah.
I'll have to look because I thought.
Yeah, because she got killed.
Yes.
She got killed pretty quick.
And Keke Palmer. Was Keke in season 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because I thought, just from seeing the promo, I thought she was in the full season. And then when I looked on the IMDb, it was only like 4 episodes.
Yeah, I think she died in like 3 or something.
They get you with...
Iconic.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, I was the green meanie.
Taylor.
Yeah.
My God.
I know. It's a big...
Apologies for anyone that hasn't watched it.
I don't know if the listeners knew that yet. Wow.
It's my greatest accomplishment.
Do you like being the villain?
It was fun.
It's fun, right?
It was fun. I never had been a villain character before, so it was really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not really something that you... No, you were the mean kid in that one show as a...
When I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
I
was the
had
last
one
time he was
line
the
in
villain.
My Wife and Kids.
Yep.
I'm glad it didn't pigeonhole you.
Another role did. It's fine. I'm just teasing. Not really. But okay, we were talking before about how like in this industry, like you're just not home. Like nothing's filmed here. You're always gone. How do you stay like sane and try to prioritize your self-care when you're like away from your community?
Especially when having a family.
It's so hard. Like I'm definitely still in the midst of figuring it all out. I by no means have all of the answers, but it's very challenging. Like prior to having a family, it was still hard, right? You kind of feel like you're living a double life. You make a lot of sacrifices. Like you're missing birthdays and anniversaries and graduations, and you miss a lot of stuff being away. But it is what it is, and that's the name of the game. And then adding the family aspect to it. I mean, look, I'm very fortunate that my husband, I was saying earlier, ever since COVID could work from home. So that added so much more flexibility into our lifestyle. I don't know what we would do if that wasn't the case. So thank God for that.
Yeah.
And then thank God my nanny came with us for season 3. So season 3 was the first time that we traveled as a family. And we actually did Kind of Pregnant and Ginny and Georgia season 3 back to back. So it was like we were in New York for 2 months for Kind of Pregnant, and like I wrapped on a Tuesday, and we started our table read on a Wednesday for Ginny and Georgia.
Oh my
like we had to really go straight through, and then we were in Toronto for like 4.5 months. So, it is tough. Like it's trying to find a little bit of balance, even though that doesn't really exist. And I think I just kept telling myself, like, this is very temporary. It's not forever. I'm lucky that they're at least here with me, so I could see my daughters some mornings, some afternoons, some evenings. Like, they would come to set and come visit. But yeah, I am kind of a softie, especially since having a kid. And it was brutal.
Yeah.
But we got through it, and it didn't affect our closeness or any of that. And I think a lot of it is probably stories I have in my head that are false narratives about things that we don't know until we try. So, and now that I've done it once, I can try to quiet some of those other narratives about what if she and I don't feel as close throughout this process? But now I know that that's just an old thing I was telling myself. Yeah. And now I have more evidence in my life that that's not what happens, and it's still so hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it truly takes a village. And I don't think I could do it without my husband and my nanny.
Yeah. Did you put those false narratives in your head, or was it someone chirping them?
It's a good question. I probably put them in there a little bit. I mean, my mom worked a ton when I was little. And it was hard. I remember crying to her when I was little, being do you have to go on this work trip? And she'd be like, yeah, yes, I do. Yeah. You like all these things we have? Then yeah, mom's got to go.
Yeah. And it's not to Disney World.
And unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
Does it, when you are home and not working, does that perspective help you cherish the little moments here?
Completely. It makes me want to be as present as possible when I can, or try to put my phone down, Yeah. And again, it's so much easier said than done. But for sure, it also, though, it gets tricky because I was I don't want her to think, I almost sometimes don't want to be home every day, all day if I'm not working, because I don't want to set her up to think that that's that normal either, because we don't really have a normal.
Yeah.
We kind of just have these extremes.
Yeah. That's tough.
But it's also, that's because right now I have the privilege of getting to be on Ginny and Georgia.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it's going to look like afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe I won't book something that's out of the state, or maybe we will again. I have no idea. So like kind of trying to stay flexible and take it day by day.
For sure.
But it's tricky.
Yeah.
I know we've had the conversation before. Like, I grew up with going like after school. I always went to like daycare after school. My parents picked me up after work. Like, there wasn't like a stay-at-home parent.
Yeah.
I mean, your parents obviously, they were both working, but when you moved here, your mom was home.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was home there, but like we've talked about how like he was like, you went to daycare like every day after school, and I'm like, yeah, like with just like the differences between that, and I've never really like that was my normal.
Yeah, exactly. And
like,
it's all you know.
Yeah, and so
Totally.
like, in my mind, I'm like, oh no, I go to school and I'll go to daycare, and like, you know, that my parents will pick me up at 5. Like, that's like.
And I think something that has really helped me, like with the transition of like being away from her, is that it's the more I try to like learn and understand about how this affects kids, it's not about the length of time that you're with them. It's the quality of that time. If you are only with your child, even for 15 minutes a day, which sounds so hard, but some people's lifestyles, for whatever reason, maybe that's what they have. If for those 15 minutes, like you are so present with them and you're playing, like it goes so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that should be like reassuring to you. I feel like that we talk a lot about like just like the unknown of, you know, Taylor going back to work. Like, what is that going to look like when we have kids? Like, just there's a lot of like unknowns, and I know like he is so excited to be a dad, and I know he'll like really want to like. You'll want to literally, I'm going to have to like rip you away from your children. But I think that should alleviate, because I feel like you put pressure on, you will put pressure on yourself if not. Maybe
It's a scary thought for sure.
Like of being like, well, I don't want my kids to think I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Or like, but I think that should be a little bit of like a reassurance.
Yeah, it's good advice.
Reassurance to you.
Yeah,
about
I
that.
mean, some parent, like I talk about this with my therapist all the time, and she's like, Brianne, some people go to work from like 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And they only see their kids right before or right after. And sometimes they're asleep, and like they're still happy, healthy, regulated, functioning children. But it doesn't mean it's easy.
Yeah.
Like it's still so hard. And like part of having kids, I guess, I mean, my child is still so young. She's not even 2. So like this, again, very beginning phases for me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like it seems like there is this process of like, you let them go a little bit. Like they do, like they are these independent people in their life. They're not mini versions of you, and that's not what they're meant to be. They're their own person. And like I was reading this thing because I am so worried about like attachment.
Yeah.
I was reading the secure attachment book, and it was saying that like you could view your kid as like you're not the pilot of their plane. You're just the mechanic. You're keeping it safe, and you're making sure it runs well, and you're giving it all the tools it needs. But like you're not flying that airplane. They're flying the airplane. And that like really shifted it for me about like
I love that.
I don't actually need to be there 24/7 because I thought I was the pilot, and I'm by no means the pilot. Like she's the pilot of her own plane.
Wow. That's good.
But it's hard. It's like very hard to like let them grow and be and like, you know, the goal is to like when you say bye in the morning, have them not have a meltdown and like leave happily with the nanny.
Yeah.
But then sometimes that hurts too. You're like, oh my God, that was so
me?
easy.
Yeah.
Or
Do you not care?
Exactly.
All right,
But
you like
that's
her
a
more than
sign,
me.
yeah, of like they're confident and they know that you'll be there when they come home, and they know that like to you it might feel inconsistent, but that like if they know that they'll see you again, that's secure. That's their security.
Yeah.
I love that airplane analogy.
I know.
I know,
That's
it
really
really
good.
helped me.
Yeah.
And I still think about it.
Yeah, because I feel like you can even like apply that to like a family member that's struggling. Like when you were first saying it, I was like, it feels like, you know, someone that's like going through addiction or like going through a tough time. Like you can pour into them, but like at the end of the day, it's up to them to make that decision.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, that really fits on a lot of. I like that. I need to write that down.
Yeah, it's just a control thing, which I have so many of those.
Yeah.
You just want to control everything, and you can't.
You mentioned therapy. How long have you been in therapy?
So I've been in therapy, or I've been with my therapist. God, probably for like almost 6 or 7 years now.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Yeah, probably a while. I think in the beginning it was like dating a little bit, like I like tried
Finding
a
the right
couple
one.
different people and like
Yeah.
maybe none of them lasted that long, but I did that for like a year or two, maybe like sporadically.
Yeah.
And then, my person now, the lady I'm with now, that just never left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it anything specifically, or you just like felt connected?
So, with her. It's a good question. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. She loves Bravo. We do we have a lot of reality TV in common. No, I mean, she does have that, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess I don't know if it was like an energy or age or gender, but for whatever reason, that concoction seemed to work.
Yeah.
And she took the SAG insurance as well, so that helps. Yeah.
That's very nice. Yeah.
Well, because that's the thing. It's so expensive. I mean, and you
Yeah.
still have to go out of pocket a little bit, but like sometimes it covers some of it. But like, I think that's probably why a lot of people don't go. It's so expensive.
Yeah. What prompted you to start going to therapy?
So I've been with my husband now for like 9 years. And when we first got together, he had been in therapy for kind of his whole life. And our conversations just turned into like kind of these therapy conversations where he'd be like, well, why do you think you feel that way about that? Or like, well, what happened to make that happen? Or whatever it was. And then he finally was just like, I do think you could probably go to a therapist. We're already kind of talking about these things. And like, I had when I was really little, like maybe when my parents got divorced, I like went to a couple sessions with my mom so she could feel like, are we okay? What's going on here? More as like a checkup maybe. And then I was like, yeah, you know what? I mean, he's not wrong. I have a handful of things that would be good to maybe talk about. And there was a little part of me with him, like I could feel that Matt was someone and something that was going to be a really big part of my life. And I think I kind of also felt like, I don't know what I'm doing. And like, am I low-key going to mess this up? So I wanted to, talk to somebody about it or just get some of this stuff out.
Wow.
And it's been like the best thing.
I love it. Yeah. Therapy's been such a big thing for us. And it can be hard, but I'm really thankful there's like so many there's a lot of like online platforms now that take a lot of insurance. And I just feel it's really important to be able to confide in someone that is professionally trained to ask you the right questions or like to help give you the advice that you need.
Yeah. And to like name it. I think sometimes like, or if like I'm left to my own devices, I'll come up with a narrative that's like so negative and not great. And it helps nip some of that in the bud before you can like, be your own worst enemy sometimes. Or maybe like creatives especially. Like your imagination can really go wild. And let's use it for good and not bad. But that's so hard. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Like I'm right there with you.
Yeah. And like, like talking with you with friends is great. And it's, very important to have that. But it's like you're not trained to identify like exactly why you're doing something.
Yeah. Well, I had the other day, we have the same therapist and we've seen him like together, separate. And nice. I was in there by myself with him and I was talking about something and he was like, well, yeah, Taylor does this because he's like processing. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't even know that about my husband.
I was like, and he just like said it. So like matter of fact, and he like knew that about you. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've literally I would have never known. And it was something.
Unless you kind of go talk to somebody about it.
And the therapist has like that bird's eye view of the situation.
Yeah.
Like I would have never come to that conclusion. Ever. Right. I would have never.
And that's why you go and see a therapist. Exactly. But like I've like talked to a couple of my friends recently that are like going through a rough time. And I'm like, hey, I've like just like thrown out the idea of therapy to them or if they need like a contact or anything. And I've had a couple be like, no, I got my family. I got great friends and I'm not going to push it any further than that. But it's like, it's different.
Well, I think it's like so generational too. I feel like it's our generation is kind of the first ones to really talk about it maybe so openly. Like,
for sure.
I don't like a lot of my friends' parents and mine weren't in therapy or talking about mental health or even accepting that there are ramifications to some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, for sure. I feel like our kids are going to be like so expressive in how they're feeling because like we now have the tools to like ask the right question or give them the space to feel their emotions and all of this stuff. And I feel like they're going to be like, well, this is how, like, you did this and this is how it made me feel. And we're going to be like, oh, whoa. Like, they're just going to be so self-aware.
It's so cool. Yeah. Like, I'm going to take a breath.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see our child doing that, but with some sass from you. He's the sassy one of us. Okay, Lemon Drops, you all know that Taylor and I love having a signature scent. We love smells. I always have candles lit. I love perfumes. I love fragrances. We even had our own wedding candle because we wanted to have our own scent for our wedding. And like the icons that you love, you want an unforgettable signature, and nothing sticks out in our memory like a show-stopping scent. Complete your shower routine with amazing smelling, richly lathering body wash from Harry's. I absolutely love Harry's body wash for many reasons, honestly, because the consistency is great, it lathers great, it's sudsy, everything you would want in a body wash, but also the scents are truly unreal. Some of my favorites are the spring, which are notes of lemon and basil, which you know I love a good lemon smell. There's fig, that's notes of cedar and orange. Also stone, that has notes of charcoal and lime. This formula was created by experts with years of experience at luxury brands. The scents are made by a family-owned luxury French fragrance house, and it's non-stripping and leaves your skin actually feeling soft and conditioned. The best part about all of this is it looks, feels, and smells like an expensive high-end brand of body wash, but it only cost $8. Harry's also offers deodorant, antiperspirants, and a 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner so you can uncover your signature scent in every step of your routine. Be your own icon, shower with Harry's. Try Harry's body wash today for just $8 at harrys.com/squeeze. That's harrys.com/squeeze for a sniff of this incredible body wash. Whether you work from home and never know what to put on, or you're just not in love with anything when you open up your closet, it's time to find clothes that work with your life right now. Whatever phase you're in, Splendid has cozy, stylish, timeless pieces you'll actually be excited to wear. Splendid has the world's softest closet staples to elevate your wardrobe and help you feel comfortable and confident in every outfit. Think buttery soft tees, pull-on pants that fit just right, easy sets, sweaters for every season, and so much more. Their pieces are next level soft and actually hold up in the wash. I am one, as you guys know, you see me each week on this podcast, you know I love being comfortable, but just because we're comfortable doesn't mean that we have to sacrifice looking good, and that's where Splendid comes in, because their clothes, let me tell you, are so comfortable. Their t-shirts are my absolute favorite t-shirts ever. They are just this like buttery, yummy, I honestly don't know how else to describe it than yummy. Their clothes are amazing, and they're also cute. So I can be comfortable in what I'm wearing, but also look cute. With Splendid, the basics aren't boring. They're your closet's secret weapon. These are the staples that simplify your morning and elevate everything after that. And right now, Splendid is offering our listeners 20% off when you go to splendid.com and use promo code Taylor at checkout or when you shop at Splendid in stores. Go to splendid.com and use code Taylor to get 20% off online or in store. That's splendid.com, promo code Taylor. Okay, so you mentioned your mom passing, and I'd love to kind of hear about your journey with grief, because we talk a lot about grief on the podcast, because that's kind of like the one underlying thing that everyone has or will experience in their life. So I'd love to hear just about your journey, how it started and where you're at today with it.
I mean, it's a great question. It's like my mom passed probably like 14 years ago now, and it's still very much a work in progress. It's still very much a part of my everyday. I mean, I think, right, so my mom had cancer. She was really young. She was 43. So she was sick for maybe like 5 years, but it still took us by surprise.
Yeah.
We thought maybe things were on the up and up, but and again, this was a while ago now, and medicine has come so far, but like chemo can be complicated. It can like kill all the good stuff too.
Yeah.
You're a nurse, you know all these things. So that's kind of what ended up happening. And my mom had 3 kids, me and my 2 younger siblings, from the same mom and dad. My sister and I were 5 years apart. So I was like 21, my sister was 16. And then my mom and her second husband had one more kid who was 4 at the time. So, I mean, truthfully, it was like pretty shocking and traumatic, and it happened fast, and nobody knew what to do. My mom didn't have her ducks in a row, like with like legal stuff, because it was sudden. So it was pretty complicated. And my mom was one of 8. So I had 7 aunts and uncles. Like I have a huge family.
Wow.
Everyone is in Southern California, like all grew up around Pasadena, La Cañada area.
Oh, wow.
And my dad grew up in Glendale. So I think the beautiful part is I have a huge family.
Yeah.
We were all together all the time, relied on everyone very heavily, and did not go through anything alone. Like just very grateful to, and I'm like my poor boyfriend at the time. We were together for like 4 years. He was amazing. But yeah, look, it sucked. I think I tried to go to therapy right off the bat. It didn't last very long. Like I don't think I was in the right headspace. I was 21. I then like probably partied a little bit too hard for a couple years, just distraction.
Yeah.
And I threw myself into work. Work was the only thing that felt good. I loved working. I had plenty of day jobs and then was just auditioning. And work felt really good and I got a lot of confidence from it.
Yeah.
And I think I just kind of I rode that wave for a while until COVID hit.
Yeah.
Then there was no more work to be had. And then I was like, oh no, I've been distracting myself for like 6 years.
Yeah.
And it was terrible. We got a dog. That was amazing. But I did kind of realize, oh, holy shit. I've just been distracting myself with work.
Yeah.
And, that served its purpose, but I probably need to like pay attention to some of these other areas because it's not sustainable. And that also sort of started my conversations with Matt, my partner, about like, oh, are we going to have a family? What are we doing? What does that look like? So then I don't know. Now, where are we at now? So COVID happened. Then I think, throughout COVID, I did a lot more work on myself, like with my therapist and my partner about like, okay, we've hit a wall. These are some pretty big potholes here.
Yeah.
I'm not okay if I'm not working, and that's not okay.
Yeah.
So we had to work through that for a while, kind of did that. I think I've gotten a lot better, but it's still there. Like it doesn't feel good if you're not working. But I also have colored in so many other aspects of my life now because now I have a family.
Yeah.
I have my dog and my husband and my daughter, and they take up so much space in my life in so many beautiful ways that has nothing to do with work. And I love that. So then now present day, still a work in progress. I think having my daughter has actually kind of like re-triggered some things about like missing my mom and being a mom.
Yeah.
It's like nothing shines a spotlight on your stuff like seeing it in your child or being afraid that they're going to get it or the social media of it all. Like I read this quote that was like, your child doesn't treat themselves the way you treat them. They treat themselves the way you treat yourself, which I think is maybe a little extreme. I did talk about that with my therapist and she's like, hold up. Okay. She's like, sure. There's some light to that. But of course it's not only that, like that's a little bit extreme. But it did make me think. I was like, well, my God, I certainly don't want that to happen. My God. So we need to keep working on some things. It's tricky, but it's also, I don't know, having her is kind of healing. But again, I'm still very much in the throes of it all.
Yeah.
But still in therapy. Like Mother's Days are still so hard and like her birthday is hard and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's also cool. Like my mom was a single mom, worked her ass off. My mom had me at 21. I mean, I had my daughter at 33.
Okay.
Holy crap. I could not imagine doing that 12, 15 years ago. Like I just have so much respect. I already did for my mom. But living it out even more so. So yeah. Does that kind of answer it? I know I touched a lot of subjects.
I know. Yeah. I was left with wanting to ask what kind of dog you have.
Please. I literally almost said, I know Taylor's going to ask
I was like, I don't want to come across insensitive, but I was just curious about the dog.
Bodhi's the most healing. Okay, so I never even wanted a pet because I don't know, I work a lot. I was like, we're never home. What is the point? Blah, blah, blah. COVID hit. Bodhi is the love of my life. Really? Like I don't know. I can't believe all that I was missing out on prior to having him. Like that I didn't get a pet until I was like over 30. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So he's amazing. He's an Australian Shepherd pit mix. We got him when he was 8 weeks
Australian
old.
Shepherd pit.
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna
yes.
have to see a photo.
I'll show you so many pictures.
Okay.
We've stayed in touch with his litter.
Stop.
We found him on Pet Finder. It was the beginning of COVID, but it was so early COVID. It was back when everyone was wearing gloves but no masks. Like, do you remember that phase? Like when we all thought that was the move?
Yeah.
Right.
Whatever. I just remember waiting like at some home by LAX, really late night with our gloves on and no masks and like trying to stay away from people, but we wanted to get a dog. And I put my gloved hand in this little pen and there were only like 3 dogs left. And Bodhi ran up and like touched my hand. And we were like, okay, you're our guy. And we had just finished watching The Wire and loved the character Bodhi. So that's who he's named after.
Cute.
And yeah, he's our everything. And he's having he's been so jealous of his sister. It's been a very hard transition.
Really?
Oh my God. I don't think he even looked at her or kissed her until she started eating real food and dropping it.
That's so
Funny.
funny.
Now he's
Now
thrilled.
she has some negotiating.
Yeah. Now he's like, she can stay around.
Right.
Like she could stay.
That's so funny.
She's
'Cause he
messy when she eats. I like
exactly.
her.
He's like, it's fine. Now it's fine.
Yeah.
But for a while there, like we would put peanut butter on her to be like, Bodhi, please, you acknowledge her, give her a kiss. Like she's part of the pack now. And no,
Yeah.
That is so
wouldn't do it.
funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I know. I'm so curious how our dogs are. We have 2 dogs. I'm so curious how like they'll be.
Yeah.
Especially she's not a puppy. She's 4, but she's like a Malinois, German Shepherd, Australian Shepherd mix.
Oh my gosh.
So, and she is the baby and she
Yeah.
knows it.
She gets a lot of attention. I think, she might be a little shocked.
Yeah, I know. I'm so curious. Any advice for someone like us who are like wanting to be parents, like something that you've learned about it?
I mean, guys,
where do I
don't
start?
know. No, I'm like, who am I to be giving anybody any advice? But like, you gotta rely on each other and ask for help.
Yeah.
It truly, like, there's something to be said for like, these people used to do this in like multi-generational homes and like it took a village.
Yeah.
And I feel like nowadays we want to do everything by ourselves and like, there's nothing wrong with, asking for help.
Yeah.
But it is like, of course, it's so hard, but it's like the most game changing. Like I feel like my heart has truly expanded. Like I would never change it, and it's the most magical, beautiful thing.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for you.
I'm the holdup. He's the
There's no right or wrong time. Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's still young too.
yeah. I'm 28, so I told myself at 30 I'm throwing birth control out and
Maybe that's my advice. Wait. Do all the things. Have fun. Go travel. Do all the things.
yeah.
Yeah, there's literally no rush because
good.
it changes everything.
Yeah.
No rush.
No, for sure. Do you have anything else you want to ask before we get into Ginny
I
and
know
Georgia?
you want to get into Ginny and Georgia, so you go right ahead.
It's so fun. Well, it's funny because we had, after that whole airplane thing, when we had got home, we had watched it again because Taylor was like, this movie's hysterical. You need to watch it. And it was funny for me because I'm just used to hearing you with like the thick
The
accent.
accent.
And I was like,
That's weird.
this is a little
is
odd.
she? She's
Yeah.
faking it. This is false. That's it.
Like, it's not as believable.
What a liar.
I know. And I was watching it the other day. Well, because I've had to do prep. I've had access to the first 5 episodes.
Okay.
But here's the thing though, is I haven't watched them all because I don't have the end. I need to know how it ends.
Also, are you distracted by like that the ADR is not finished yet? Like they're pretty rough. I actually didn't know they were sending them out, and I was like, oh, people are watching this.
Interesting.
I did
It's
open it and it
little
had
rough.
the time stamp.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but it had that going, and I was like, oh,
Yeah. It's not, wait.
yeah.
It's not, you're not receiving the final picture. I mean, the story's all there and it's all happening, but the sound is all over the place.
I hadn't seen the show, but I like tuned in as she was watching the season 2 finale, and I was like, "Oh, wow!" And I was like
light.
asking all the questions. Like I'm like, "What is?"
Wait, what was I trying to explain to you earlier?
She's killed multiple people.
Yeah.
I go, she's a single mother and she's killed multiple people. And he goes, she
was
killed
acting like it
people
was-
because she's a single mother.
She was acting like it was normal. Like keep in mind,
Because she has to be a single mom, everyone must die.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know
if she
nothing.
doesn't have help, everyone's going to hell.
She
Yeah.
made it sound normal, and I go, "Hold up." What do you mean? Because she's a single mother, she's killed multiple people.
Wait, I kind of love this. This needs to be like a Blumhouse horror, like a woman with a vengeance because she's a single mom. I kind of love that.
And she's like, well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And like, they deserved it. And like, I'm like, what?
It's like for good. Like you got to think like Robin Hood or Dexter, you know?
Got
like
it.
sure, a few people had to go away, but they were a threat to either her children or their livelihood.
Okay.
Yeah.
She explained that a lot better than I did.
Yeah.
I was like,
the way you worded it.
I was like starting to give like the whole backstory of like, well, she was pregnant as a teen, then they were there, and then I was literally giving him.
There's
and then
a
she
lot
got
of
pregnant again and had
backstory.
another son with another.
Yeah, just seeing the finale, the last 2 minutes to season 2.
Was it was Austin running after the car? And, that broke my
Yeah.
heart. Yeah.
You being put
Arrested.
in the...
During our first dance.
Yes, you were dancing.
Yeah, it was our first dance. We were getting married.
Yes.
There's like beautiful VO to her daughter and how beautiful her daughter is. And she never thought all of her dreams could come true. Cut to, she's been arrested.
Really killed the
in
vibe.
front of the community. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I have a lot of questions, so we're gonna get into this.
So where do we pick up from there in season 3?
Kind of right where we left off.
Okay.
It picks up. It's like, I think only 2 weeks have passed. And
Okay.
George is locked up.
Yeah.
George is in the slammer, the local slammer. Yeah.
Local slammer.
That's so good. Okay, I'm gonna dive into my questions because
Go ahead.
I
Sorry.
have a few of them.
Really
No.
derailed that.
You're good. Okay, so something that I love about the show, actually, before I ask that question, what is the category of the show?
It's YA. It's a young adult show.
Okay, so that's what I thought when I started it, and I'm a freaking sucker for a YA show, let me tell you.
That's a heavy YA
It hits
show.
the spot.
It's a heavy YA show.
It's so heavy, you guys. And season 3 more than anything.
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is what's tricky about like, or not tricky is the wrong word, but like when you sign on to go do a show, you don't know you don't even know how long is this going to go on for. And you don't know where the story's going to go.
Yeah.
I was very surprised to see how heavy this season was. But in so many ways, I see like where the writer's room was like, this is all paths led here. Like this is, Georgia had to get caught.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's something that I love because I feel like it's even though the storyline, like as we literally were just saying it, like sounds insane, it's honestly there's a lot of undertones that are so relatable to, I feel like, any age group from, high school to adults, and it is heavy, but what is it like being a part of a show that like really doesn't like shy away from a lot of scenarios?
Yeah. I mean, it's a privilege. Like, as an actor, you don't assume that that's something you're going to get to be a part of course. And I had no idea that this show would start that kind of dialogue. But to have people on the street come say like, hey, it helped me. Like I was at this wedding once and this woman came up to me and told me about how it helped her almost grieve her relationship with her mom. Her mom was still around, but they didn't have the relationship maybe she wanted.
Yeah.
And my God, it hits you like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
And on those days where it can feel like too much or it can feel too heavy, yeah, I do kind of think about the audience and I think about that the show actually means something to somebody.
Yeah.
And it's motivating.
Yeah. Yeah. I've like definitely cried a couple times, and I don't like crying when I watch things, but it's truly just like the acting in it too is like, I'm not just saying that because you're here. Like truly the acting in it is so good. And I really feel like I'm in. I think that's why I love watching it in my headphones, like on my phone, because like you're there, like you're fully there with these characters, and everyone just does such a good job at it. But I'm curious, I can't imagine how hard that is to film. What is decompressing? Like how do you not, I mean, I'm sure you
do you
carry
leave
that
that
home
on
with you.
set?
Yeah, I don't know yet. I know. I think I wish I did maybe a better job during season 3, not bringing it home. But it was tough. Like season 3 is heavier than seasons 1 and 2. And because I have a kid now, it just, everything felt like a punch to the gut. Like it just, like the kid, I mean, it's brutal. And yeah, I felt like such a softie. But the good news is everyone on set is amazing. Antonia, who plays Ginny, feels like another appendage to me at this point. I feel so close with her and I love her so much. And it's such a safe space. Like it's definitely not It's a very safe space to play or mess up or whatever. But yeah, I'm like sweating bullets and have butterflies in my stomach leading up to all of those scenes because I want to do justice and honor to the script and the characters and the audience. And that these are like some heavy themes, and knowing that it is so meaningful to people. Yeah, I want to get it right.
Yeah. We talked about how you were raised by a single mother and you play a single mother. And when I learned that, I was like, wow, this actually, like, I could feel that. Like, it made sense to me. Like, I'm like, oh, this is why I feel like she portrays this so well. It's like, there's something deeper in here. I'm curious, what was it like when you were a kid watching your mom just like hustle and sacrifice to give you like the life that she wanted? And how have you kind of brought that into playing Georgia?
Yeah, I mean, my mom was like the biggest hustler I know. By the time she was 30, she was CEO of her own software consulting company. She built it from the ground up. My mom was just crazy ambitious and so smart, almost to a detriment. Like, she tried to squeeze in so much and she did not take no for an answer and like almost force things in, like, she almost, there was a lot of control happening there. I can see now. In the moment, I had no idea.
Yeah.
But it's very much, I think, probably, unfortunately, where so much of my desire to control things probably comes from.
Yeah.
But she was just a go-getter and would jump right into the deep end. And I think it's made it a little bit more normal for me to step into the unknown, to step into things that feel uncomfortable, to try to take some big risks. Because that's all I watched her do, and she just kind of made it seem like that's a normal thing to do.
Yeah. Has playing Georgia been like healing for you in a way?
Totally. I think because it allows me to like interact mentally with my mom in a way, or like to think about her in a way that isn't about the grief of it, or isn't about her passing, or isn't about her being sick. Like, it's just about like the type of person that she was, or like her attributes. Is cool and like fun to engage with it and her in that way. Yeah. Or to be like, what would my mom have done in this moment? Like, or what, like something funny even. Like, that's not heavy and so serious.
Yeah.
It really seems like this role was made for you and you were made for this role. It's like, it's kind of like crazy.
I know. You're going to give me chills. I don't know. Like, I mean, I very much believe that, things can be kismet and are meant to be, and things find you for a reason. And that's why you kind of it's so hard to trust the process. Still, that's a work in progress, but it's maybe an example of like, I guess if I look back, like I was on a show right before that had gotten canceled, this vampire show called The Passage. And I was devastated
That it got canceled.
when it got canceled. Devastated. And then what do you know?
What do you know?
You know?
Look at you. You're not Girl in Green or Stacy.
I know. And honestly, like your accent is believable. Like, it's so thick. I feel like anyone else, I'd be like, okay, this is not.
Did you see a dialect
we had a
coach or
dialect
something?
coach on set season 1 for me, and for 2 of our main actors are Australian. Oh. And then everyone else is Canadian.
Wait, who?
Felix, who's the neighbor.
Yeah.
Who plays Marcus, he's Australian. And then Diesel, who plays Austin, my son, is also Australian.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Remarkable.
Wow.
Fantastic. Yeah. So we had a guy there season 1. Yeah. And also because like Georgia is so intense and passionate and generally like screaming or drinking a lot of wine or angry, like it just enhances it.
Right.
So even if I like try to do it subtle, we're screaming in the scenes, or she's like, being a hurricane or the Tasmanian devil, and like it gets a little thicker.
Yeah.
But I like for a while when I would get auditions afterwards, the feedback would be like, oh no, like she could do her real accent, and we'd be like, what do you mean? They'd be like, she could do the Southern accent. It's okay.
Stop.
And it's like, no, she is doing her regular, yeah. But I think I also am like, I think my cadence is a little musical, or like, I don't know, I like gesticulate a lot and I'm kind of animated.
Yeah.
So I think that lends itself towards Georgia.
Yeah.
Like I'm a little big. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
She could do her
She could do her normal accent. We like it.
Like, oh, she doesn't have to put on standard American. They're like,
Standard American.
well, no, she's from Pasadena.
She's from
She
Pasadena.
is Pasadena girly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I mean, you kind of already asked, but what are you most excited about season 3 coming out? What can fans and myself look forward to?
Okay. Season 3, there's a lot of payoff.
We love payoff.
There's a lot of payoff with some romance.
Oh.
So that's exciting. And I think what's really cool about this season is Ginny and Georgia fully swap. I mean, not like Freaky Friday situation,
Yeah.
but like they're swapping.
Yeah.
They're taking a page out of each other's books for better or for worse.
Yeah.
That's cool. And
Yeah.
fun to play.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. You're going to need to get caught up because
I know.
I'm definitely, or not.
I have
I have some shows like that are just mine.
Yeah, that's
like,
nice too.
Yeah, like Bridgerton, that was mine.
that
He didn't
was
watch
also
that
just
thing, that
mine.
was mine.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
Summer I
you can
Turned
have it.
Pretty, that's mine.
Yeah,
Like,
YA. You like the YA?
I do.
Yeah, who doesn't?
I do.
Thank you. It's thank you.
You're like,
So glad you like it. Yeah.
keep liking
Yep.
it.
Keep liking it. It's so good. Well, I'm so excited. It's out tomorrow. Everyone who's listening, so go watch it if you haven't. It's truly. I'm not actually just saying it is one of my favorite shows. I do love it.
We
So-
believe
you
you.
so
We
much.
believe you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thanks for coming and hanging with us.
You guys are the loveliest. Thank you so much for having me. This was so fun.